Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Had hit the opera on you niggas. So, seems like I'm good to go. Look like they didn't send anything out. I figured that. Let me see something. Let's see. Send this out. Probably not gonna be nobody in there. Let's see. Yep. All right. So it seemed like we ain't gonna have that many people in here. So I'm just gonna recap the football and then I'm gonna bounce. Now this weekend and everything of football, we had let me look at this real quick. All right, now the thing we had here was Thursday night basically started everything off. So the Steelers and Vikings, the Vikings were blowing the Steelers out like 20 something to zip. The Steelers came all the way back. They came all the way back. They came back to try to take the game, and they lost at the end. The problem with the Steelers is Big Ben is done. He's done. The whole first half, he was looking terrible. The second half came, he started throwing the ball everywhere. He was completing the pass, and you got people still trying to hang on faith. Well, Ben could do this and that. It wasn't that. At the end, the Vikings, they were playing a soft zone. They weren't really bringing the pressure doing that towards Ben because they believed it like, man, Ben ain't finna bring us back. There's no way Ben's finna bring this team back. And he almost brought him back. Like for real. Almost brought him back. So the thing is, I just don't. The Steelers just didn't play well. They didn't play up to par. And that's what happened to them. And they lost because they had a dumb receiver at the end who couldn't get out of bounds. Or, I mean, get the ball to the ref where they could spike it. He basically ran off 10 seconds on the clock doing stupidity. Now, the next game, Dallas was at Washington, and Dallas was winning 18-0 for most of the game. And then Kellen Moore, which everybody's going to blame Dak Prescott. But my thing is this. Why are you throwing the ball when you guys are winning 18-0? This is the stupidity I'm talking about. This is the dumbness I'm talking about. Kellen Moore is the most overrated offensive coordinator. He's terrible. He is terrible. Real terrible. He's terrible. The guy basically doesn't do what he's supposed to do. He basically, how he played it is, he's trying to throw the ball when they got the lead. The defense has played great. What up, Know the Ledge? And he knows it. And this is the thing about it. You got Dak trying to throw the damn ball. You got a running back. And then they did finally what I said. They put CeeDee Lamb in the backfield to run it. For once. CeeDee Lamb, I would go with CeeDee Lamb and the number 32 guy. And I would run them, and then I would mix in a little bit of Zeke. Zeke is done. Zeke's not the same running back he used to be. He's not. Dak is not a 30 to 40 attempt passer. He's a guy who's a balanced quarterback. He needs a running game to go off of. He's not a guy who could just go off of. He's not a guy who's just going to go off of, how do I say it? He's not going to go off of just throwing it, like in the past throwing it. Kellen Moore he's got to change it. This is what happened to Cliff Kingsbury last night. If it's like a 4th and 1 or something, why are you in a shotgun trying to run the ball? Just get an I formation. I formation is the easiest play to run and go between the A and B in the B gaps. Yeah, it was some bullshit. You got a chance to run between the tackles. These guys are playing. These guys are running a shotgun trips. You're in a shotgun and you got 3 receivers. It's like, bruh, no. Get an I formation, give the ball to your running back, or let Kyler get between the A or B gap, QB sneak. But this is the new NFL. But the thing is, the Cowboys had a chance. They were about to blow the game because Washington got a pick 6. They were coming back. They were finna do damage. Michael Parsons, to me, should be Defensive Player of the Year. He took that game over yesterday, and they showed they're going to move DeMarcus Lawrence inside, which I've been telling people that he's really a D tackle. He's not a DN. Randy Gregory coming back was great because Gregory comes off the edge and he's very long. He can get extension and get over the guy. Underrated strong. So he got to the backfield, gave some problems to the QBs. Heineken basically was like he's hurt. They were banging Heineken all night. And everybody talk about, oh, Mike McCarthy guaranteed to win. He didn't guarantee no win. Mike McCarthy was just saying, what do y'all want me to say? Do y'all want me to say we're going to win? Of course I think we're going to win. Mike McCarthy has been the most overly criticized coach this whole year. He don't get no respect. Nobody gives him a chance or anything. It's just that everybody talks bad. How many times I got to tell you? Jerry Jones goes for guys who are very quiet, very lax, not a fiery type of coach. He doesn't want that as a head coach. Let me ask you this. If he wanted a fiery coach, why didn't he hire Dan Quinn as the head coach? Why he didn't hire Rob Ryan as a head coach? This is what he wants. He wants a coach he can control. He don't want no coach like a Jimmy Johnson or a Sean Payton. He don't want a real coach. And this is why Dallas has struggled. Mike McCarthy is a good coach. He is. He's just very quiet. He's very lax. He's not no, I'm a jump and yell and I'm a pound my fist guy. He's not that type of guy. He goes out there, he coaches, he does his job. He does his job. I don't know what more you want from Mike McCarthy. Like, Mike McCarthy's not going to come into a meeting rah-rah. He's not the rah-rah guy. He's not. And if the players had a problem with him, they would have said something. He's Mike McCarthy. He's just there. Jerry Jones is telling him, man, Mike, I think you ought to say this. I think you ought to do that. Well, I would guarantee a win, but what you want me to say? We're going to win. That's his whole demeanor. It's like, this is Mike McCarthy. You guys like Skip Baseless and all these media people are dissing Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy is being who he is. We're going to get to that, Daryl Clark. I'm gonna blast a hole in Arizona. Arizona should have won last night. That Rams team is not good. And if Chris Cervantes and everybody happy with that Rams performance, you guys are going to be a first or second round exit. I don't want to hear y'all were missing players due to COVID. I don't want to hear that shit. Jaylen Ramsey, your defense looked at a lot better without Jaylen Ramsey on the field. And I've been telling you guys, Jaylen Ramsey is overrated. He's overrated. All he do is this. When you put him against a receiver who can actually run routes, who can actually match his energy, like A.J. Brown that week. A.J. Brown was all in that boy face like, I wish you would, you little itch. Just punking Jaylen Ramsey. He doing all this to Jaylen Ramsey. And Jaylen Ramsey, a Florida State guy. He a Florida State guy. I like Jaylen Ramsey, but overrated to me. Now they over here dissing that. Tony Romo used to have worse plays than this, but they're dissing that. It's cool. I'm gonna do a video in a minute. I'm gonna diss them and everything. I'm gonna basically diss what's going on with that. But don't worry about it. I'm gonna air him out. So this is my thing. If your team, the Washington football team, yes, the problem with them is Tyler Heineke is just not that guy. Defensively, they did their job. The defense did good yesterday for Washington. Washington has a legit defense. But Tyler Heineke, I've been saying, he's good, but he's Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's going to win you some games, but is he going to win the game? That's the question. Dallas came into this game. That defense is lethal. And I kept telling people, me and Q Lee, shout out to my brother Quentin, we kept telling everybody that Dallas is legit on that front seven. If their back end finds a way to catch up to that front seven, they're going to be dangerous. But Kellen Moore is not doing what he's supposed to do. Kellen Moore, run the goddamn ball. That's it. Run it. Throw some screens on first down or second down. Stop throwing the damn ball all the time. But now everybody wants to blame Dak, just like these fools blaming Dak. Oh, he's thrown ATD. He doesn't need to throw. If you have a legit defense, do you see what Belichick did? Belichick thing is he won because he knows the Bills are stupid. He was like, oh, the Bills are dumb, so we'll just run the ball. He didn't do nothing spectacular. He didn't do nothing great, but Sean McDermott shouldn't have said shit because Sean McDermott looked like an idiot at the end of the day because he's doing a run. All he's doing is running. His quarterback only attempted 3 passes. Dallas thing is going to be Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is a Jason Garrett. They're both the same. They're probably nice guys in real life, but calling plays, they're terrible. They're terrible. Mike McCarthy's not calling these plays because Mike McCarthy, he would have did something way better than that. But Mike McCarthy in Green Bay, he didn't run the ball like that. So to me, you need to run the ball. You got to run the ball. Run the ball, throw the ball less. Your defense is playing great. Your defense is playing lights out. And Dallas is a better road team than they are a home team. Even though their record probably signifies a couple losses on the road as well, but they play better on the road. They actually do. Now, what was the next game? The Raiders and the Chiefs game. I'm not even going to talk about that because I'm pissed off at what the NFL has done to the Raiders. I don't care what anybody say. I'm still going to say it. The NFL cheated the Raiders so Patty Mahomes can get an easy way into the playoffs. Because before the Raiders got rid of Gruden and everybody, they had the best record in the West. They just won 3 games legitly. Now all of a sudden you bring something back in 2009 when the motherfucker wasn't even playing. He wasn't even coaching. And now you're saying, oh, he's racist. Then why you ain't worried about him back in 2009? The problem you had was he called Roger Goodell an agate. And he is. He's an agate. Biden has no clue. He's lost. He said everything correctly. The one dude, he do got big lips. But if you were so concerned about this man being racist and all of this, why did you guys hire him on the football team? Why would you bring this out now? If he's so racist, why was he trying to still keep Antonio Brown on the team after Antonio Brown called Mayock a cracker in front of everybody? John Gruden still is trying to keep him on the team. I'm not saying that he's not prejudiced. He probably is. But I'm just saying, why now? And the Chiefs' defense has been looking great the past 5 weeks. Patrick Mahomes has looked like shit. But I don't hear none of you motherfuckers out here talking about Pat Mahomes. Y'all motherfuckers out here talking about Dak Prescott ain't looking good. Lamar Jackson ain't looking good. But y'all not mentioning Josh Allen. Y'all not mentioning Pat Mahomes. Why is that? Why? Why aren't we? See, this is the problem. When I grew up, they called everybody out. They didn't just single out one player and try to kiss his ass. No, they didn't do that. You guys, the media and you content creators, you guys kiss certain people's ass. I don't see Bills Mafia talking about John Elway. You guys kept telling me that Josh Allen was the next John Elway, and I looked at y'all like y'all was on crack. Josh Allen's early part of his career was never on the level of John Elway. Do you know that John Elway came in the league destroying the league? You remember John Elway when he had the long hair, looking like Shaggy for real, looking like the real Shaggy, not this bum in Green Bay. He was the real Shaggy. You guys don't know your history. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. The Chiefs are winning because their defense is stepping up. Pat Mahomes is not looking impressive. And Pat Mahomes needs to understand, if you don't learn how to throw from the pocket, son, you're not going to last. Lamar Jackson has actually looked better than you this year. A lot better. It's just that he's the dark-skinned brother. He's not going to get the respect he deserves. It's just facts. Besides that game yesterday that Josh Allen on Sunday, he ran the ball and did what he did. He didn't look impressive. Before the second half, Josh Allen was trash. That first half, he was horrible. And then all of a sudden, he started playing. But the Chiefs game, they played defense. The Raiders quit. They're done. They don't want to play no more. Now, the next game that came on, the Bucs and the Bills. Basically, in that game, Todd Bowles took his foot off the gas in the second half, allowed the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen to scramble, to run around, do what Josh Allen does, run around the place, get first downs, make some throws. That play that they called on Mike Evans, saying that was a pass interference on the defender, that was questionable. I didn't believe that was pass interference. But they gave it to us. Brady got the touchdown, throwing it to number 16. And to me, my thing is this: if you know they're going to do a drag route or a crossing route, why would you leave your middle linebacker open like that to guard a guy who runs a 4-3 and just fast? Bad coaching by Sean McDermott. Isn't Sean McDermott a defensive coach? Yes, he is. Don't he know personnel? I don't think he does. Why would you leave your middle linebacker? Okay, let me break this down to you guys because you guys don't understand. I'm gonna write this down because y'all don't understand. You don't understand. So, like, look at this right here. I'll say the wide receiver here. Yeah, the wide receiver here. You have your linebacker, and then you probably have a cornerback and then safety. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see it, but if you're seeing this, right here you have your middle line. Right here you have your middle linebacker, your corner, and your safety. If these guys do a crossing route, okay, this safety is going to play the corner here. He's supposed to take this guy. The safety, dumbass, passes the receiver off to the middle linebacker. Why would you pass him off to the middle linebacker? You're the safety. You have more speed than the middle linebacker. I don't care if he runs a 4-3-4. You're a safety. You're lighter in the ass. You can run faster. You passed off a slot receiver to the middle linebacker. So you know what happened? The receiver just caught it, hit that corner, touchdown. So Sean McDermott, let me ask you a question. This is the second week in a row you've been embarrassed. You talk all this shit like you. That's why I get tired of all these white coaches. All these white coaches be big and bold, right? You talked all this shit about Bill Belichick. I agree with you. Bill Belichick didn't have the greatest game plan. To me, it was very 1960-ish, very, very easy, like wasn't real difficult. But guess what? Yo, BIH did not stop it. You did not stop it at all. Belichick won. You didn't stop it. You're a defensive coordinator. He ran all over your ass and your team. Y'all all in the press conference crying like some girls, like, man, why would you ask me that question? Why would you ask me that? I come in here every day. I answer your question. Shut your ass up. I don't want to hear that crybaby shit. You got ran on. You got ran on. You know, I don't know all this. This new age of players so damn soft, dog. I'm sorry. Y'all are soft. Like, if I was y'all coach, a lot of y'all motherfuckers would not make it through camp with me. I would cut y'all. I would cut y'all on the spot. Y'all are worried about what the media is asking you. You just got your ass handed to you with a quarterback who attempted 3 attempts. Now you go against a quarterback who's going to throw over 15, 20 attempts, and he beat y'all. He put up 20 on y'all in the first half. Y'all let that happen. And defensively at the end, you should have helped your middle linebacker out. You left Edmonds on a damn island, Sean McDermott. So I don't want to hear about, oh, well, we're not getting no love. Nobody's giving us no respect. Nigga, earn the respect. Earn it. Your quarterback, y'all keep putting the game in his hands. You got 2 running backs who are elite running backs. No, you're too busy coming out here running that bullshit spread option. No, you need to get back to football. Put that big, soft Josh Allen under center, his hands under the center's nuts. You see this? These are the nuts. This is his hands. Put it there. Get the ball. Hand the motherfucker off. That's all you got to do. I don't want to hear no more of this. Spread up. This is not college. This is football. Put your hand under the center nuts, get the ball, hand it to the running back, or do a play action, toss it, or stand back and throw. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult, but you keep making it difficult. The Bucs, we played like shit yesterday. We should not have won that game. We should have lost. We should have lost that game. That pass interference that they called at the corner hit Mike Evans, that was a bad call. We should have been punting in that situation. But they gave it to us. And I'm not happy about the win. See, you guys are happy about wins and stuff if they look trash. Well, guess what? We won the game. You got to take the win. No, I ain't got to take no fucking win. I never appreciated a win if I know we could have played better. I'm sorry. If we barely win a game, like in high school, we won a big game against one of our rivals. People were celebrating. Me, I wasn't celebrating. I went home. They was like, why did you go home? Because we should have lost that game. And instead of us going in and watching film and learning from where we lost at, the coaches was going on to the next week. That's why we never accomplished our potential. We never reached our full potential because we had sorry-ass coaches who don't give a shit. They didn't care. They just came in, got their check, went home. We got 8 people in here. Hit the like button. What's up, Daryl Clark? Felton Moore, what's up, man? What happened to the Cardinals? I'm gonna get to that. I'm not going to the Cardinals yet. We're gonna go to this next game, which was nothing but cheat the Bears. That's basically what it was. Yeah, Fournette didn't get the first down on 3rd and 1. Yeah, they held the whole game. What's up, C-Pen? They held the whole damn game. They held the whole game. That was a sorry performance that the Bucs put out there. That was sorry. Yeah, the Bears and Packers game, aka the cheat game. JP, you want me to keep the same energy? You and Markel, respect to y'all victory, but y'all victory was bullshit. The Bears got 2 touchdowns taken back off of ghost calls. They were finna beat y'all ass. They took those touchdowns away because they knew they were finna beat Crybaby Rodgers' ass. And guess what? Crybaby Rodgers looked like shit. And y'all celebrating that win. Bruh, I keep telling you Packer fans, you are not going to win a Super Bowl because your quarterback wears thongs. He has no man in him. He has no balls. His stuff goes in. I can't even say that because there's women tougher than him. So he just soft. You yesterday, you take that as a victory. Dog, y'all, the Bears was getting in y'all ass. Y'all were talking about, oh, well, we won the game. How you won the game because they're the Bears and you got the league on your side. I keep trying to tell you guys, they want Crybaby Rodgers and Brady to go at it one more time in the NFC Championship. They want one of them in the Super Bowl. That's how they'll make their money. Either Brady or Rodgers or Mahomes or Bill Belichick. We'll throw him out there. That's who they want in the big games. It's not about who's the best player, who's the best team. It's about who can I sell the most. If I can't sell your team, I'm not putting your team in there. They always have a top 5 power ranking. Every year, look at those top 5. Go to baseball, all you baseball heads, look at the top 5 every year. You're going to either have the Dodgers, Yankees in the top 2 or 3 because they make the most money. They have the biggest market. They are the reason that the game continues to sell. If I'm a commissioner in baseball, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, I'm going to make sure all 3 of them teams are in the top 5 power rankings because I need them in the World Series for us to make money. Basketball, LeBron James, Steph Curry, KD, I'm going to make sure those guys are in my top 5. Whatever team they're on, that's my top 5 power rankings. And if you don't believe me, go back to the NBA in the 80s. Magic and Bird. Magic and Bird were the league. Larry Bird was for the white people. He helped the white people. He was the great white hope. They came and tuned into the game like, man, I gotta go in. I gotta see Bird. Then you had Magic Johnson. The brothers, we love Magic. Magic was that guy. Had that smile. Magic was that guy. Magic made Kareem's career last longer. Kareem was done at that point. He elevated Kareem's game because he was able to run the offense. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as great of a scorer he was, Kareem could not play without a top 5 point guard. He couldn't do it. He couldn't play without a great point guard. Oscar Robertson, when he got there, he gave the game to Kareem. He made the game easier. Oscar was on his last legs. So once he left, you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got traded to the Lakers. He was losing for years. Wasn't because of him. It's because Kareem is a scorer. He's not a facilitator. That's why I try to keep explaining to you people, it's a difference between scorers and facilitators. You guys love to talk about the greatest players in the world is the greatest scorers and stuff. No, it's not that. You have to be able to play within a system and off the ball. Those are the greatest players. The players who can play without the ball in their hand. Those are the greatest players. Bird could play without the ball in his hand. Magic, yeah, he facilitated, but he also could play without the ball in his hands. Isaiah Thomas for the Pistons, Kobe, everybody was able to play without the ball in their hands. But back to this. The Bears got screwed out of 2 touchdowns that would have put them up over the Packers. The Packers, their team, I do not trust them in the big games down the stretch. We will see, but I do not trust them. Crybaby Rodgers is soft. He's going to throw your game away. The coach, for some reason, does not know how to put the offense around Aaron Jones. He won't do it. Aaron Jones and Dillon should be your focal point on the offense. Then you allow Aaron Rodgers to throw. I would run the ball. I would only throw the ball when I need to. But see, these coaches and everybody are so fantasy league driven, they don't know how to run a balanced offense. They don't. They can't run a balanced offense. The Packers won that game. Tip my hat off to them, but you guys got saved by the refs. The refs saved y'all asses because the Bears was whooping y'all ass. And then you were like y'all coming back in the second half, JP. JP, y'all came back because they screwed the Bears. It wasn't no crying. It's the truth. The Bucks yesterday, we screwed the Bills. And I love the Bucks, but we stole that game from the Bills. The referees helped us out a lot because we should not have won that game in the second half to the Bills. Like, straight up. We got away with a lot of holding and a lot of plays. I call a spade a spade. I don't care if it's my team or not. Wrong is wrong, right is right. So if you couldn't see that you guys were screwing the Bears, I don't know what to tell you. You're stuck in fandom. Now, the next game, we finally could get to it. Everybody's crying about it. The Cardinals and the Rams. The Cardinals and the Rams, the reason that the Cardinals lost the game was they lost the game because Cliff Kingsbury, too many times, he had this problem at Texas Tech. He's too pass happy. He doesn't run the ball enough. They didn't start running the ball until later in the game. To me, Kyler also has some awful throws. That first pick, that was awful. The second pick, he tried to get it over the guy's head. He tipped it to himself. Not really upset with him on that. But the Cardinals really yesterday, they don't do well at home. All of their losses have come at home. Their problem is they don't run the ball efficiently. They run the ball, but they don't run it efficiently. Kyler Murray, you have got to stop putting Kyler Murray in positions where it's Kyler or bust. You're doing the same thing to him that you're doing to Russell Wilson in Seattle. You're putting everything on their little shoulders, and they're not going to last when the playoffs come. I hate this type of football. It's what we call hero ball, or some call it arcade football, where you have the ball, you run around 100 million times, you throw the ball up, somebody catches it, oh, the crowd go wild. That is not football. That is nothing but that run and shoot bullshit. That shit don't even work in basketball. Run and shoot. Mike D'Antoni, the run and shoot offense. Mike D'Antoni, that guy is so great. And guess what? Kobe sent his ass home. Everybody sent them home. The Spurs sent them home. He tried to come to the Lakers and bring that run and gun shit. Man, he ain't last because that one gonna work in LA. LA is known to move the ball, not no one guy, not no run and gun and run and shoot where guys are standing. He had Pau Gasol playing at the 3-point line like he's a goddamn guard. Are you fucking stupid, Mike D'Antoni? That's why I never liked Mike D'Antoni. He was the most dumbest coach. He's dumb. So is Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is an idiot. It only works in the regular season, but it fails in the playoffs. No, Mike D'Antoni shit don't. Mike D'Antoni's offense doesn't work unless he has a guy who can run the point. James Harden ran the point in Houston. So James is a great passer. That's what I kept telling people about the Oklahoma City Thunder. When you got rid of James Harden, you lost your point guard. Russell Westbrook's not a point guard. Russell is a 2 guard. Kevin Durant is a 3. Him and Kevin Durant kept bumping heads because they need the ball. Kevin Durant's a guy who needs the ball in a certain spot. Russ was throwing the ball way over here. Kevin Durant trying to go get it. Kevin Durant wanted to knock Russ' ass out. I remember one game. He threw the ball way over here. KD, 7 feet, it went over his head. KD looked at this nigga like this on the court. What the fuck is you doing? He said, what the fuck is you doing? Westbrook just turned around on. I'm like, what is you mad for? You threw the turnover, nigga. You know that kid you play with growing up, and he just get mad, but he the one who fucked up. He threw the ball over here. You like, you fucked up. Why you mad at me? You fucked up. I swear to God, dog. Oh, God, dog, I swear. I got so many stories on a lot of these players, dog. And you got Cliff Kingsbury cost Arizona that game last night. You're too busy. Listen, the Rams are a great pass rushing team. Aaron Donald is probably the greatest pass rushing defensive tackle we've seen since Warren Sapp. Okay? Since Warren Sapp. You're too busy trying to throw the ball, and you got a great pass rushing team. What's up, Bear? You're supposed to run the ball. Against the pass rushing team, when you run the ball, you keep them honest. You take that aggressiveness away from them. It's like when the Spurs played everybody back in the day. The reason the Spurs used to give the Lakers fits all the time, because Tony Parker could get to the next level. That's why Kobe said on the documentary, he said, man, Tony Parker's documentary, Kobe Bryant, before he passed away, God rest him in Gigi's soul, he said this: Tony Parker's the reason why we didn't win more championships. Because he said it. He said we should have won 9, maybe 10. But the reason we didn't win, because of Tony Parker. Tony Parker could get to the next level. When you got a point guard who can run a half-court set, get to the next level, it's tough. Because Shaquille O'Neal sucked on defense. He never came up on the pick and roll. That's why the Blazers was whooping y'all ass. They were whooping LA ass. Wasn't because they had Rasheed and all them. Because Shaq was getting killed on the pick and roll the whole damn series. And everybody trying to tell me Shaq was a great defender. Where, nigga? That's why y'all was losing to the Sacramento Kings. Mike Bibby come off of that pick and roll. Wop, Shaq fat ass back here like, what is he doing? Oh, what is he doing? That's what he doing. That's why y'all was getting killed. Right. Mid-range and layups are better than three-pointers because it controls the game. The game, see, when you're shooting a 3, the ball, when it bounces up, the trajectory, it goes to one of your guys. Then that's when your guards start to run. They start to run down court. Once you get the ball, I could throw the ball here to the next man. Then I could give it to the next guy who's either cutting to the lane or he's going to the three-point line for an open three. That's why a lot of teams back in the day, scores would be like 60-66 or 72-68 going into in the fourth quarter, because they took smarter shots. The players back in the day were more efficient than players today. That's for football and that's for basketball, because they played the game. Football, they ran the ball. They ran the ball more than they threw the ball. You didn't have all these arcade stats. This quarterback throwing 40 times for like 300 or 400 yards and like 5. That shit wouldn't happen back in the day, because them cornerbacks would have got on your receiver. They would have beat his ass within 5 yards. You got 5 yards. Them cornerbacks like Charles Woodson, them cornerbacks, Charles Woodson. I'm talking about Charles Woodson with the Raiders, Charles Woodson. That motherfucker was mean. He get up in your face, smack, hit you like that. You all like, oh shit. Then he just throw you on your shit. He was doing that to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. That's why the Patriots were struggling, because Troy Brown couldn't get off them things. Every time he tried to go up, Woodson was dumping him right on his ribs. He was getting up like, shit, fuck my ribs. Yep, that was cornerbacks. That was defense. Today, y'all don't have that no more. Today, you have that's what y'all do now. Or with the corner dude, the corner give you about 5 yards, give you about 10 yards. You run a 4-3. I only got 5 yards to press you or knock your ass around. I give you that much gap. You could just go in for a slant. Boom, you up the field for a touchdown. They are easier to make and made more free threes back than they were for the three-point specialist bailout, or if I was wide open. I just rewatched the Giants and Patriots Super Bowl. Asante Samuel should be banned. I told you, the reason they lost to the Giants the first time, before Eli threw that hell Eli, Asante Samuel dropped the ball. If he would have picked the ball off, the Patriots would have went undefeated. He dropped the ball, and he never drops the ball. So Cliff Kingsbury cost him the game. The media was calling him Coach of the Year. If Cliff Kingsbury is Coach of the Year, then I'm white. If Cliff Kingsbury is Coach of the Year, then I am white. Look, he's not no Coach of the Year. Like, how? Coach of the Year is John Harbaugh in Baltimore. They almost beat the Browns without Lamar Jackson. Hold on, let me put this to y'all. They almost beat the Browns without Lamar Jackson. Do you understand? Lamar Jackson got hurt. He still called the perfect game. I'm just saying. I'm speaking facts. What about Mike Vrabel for the Tennessee Titans? The Titans lost the best running back probably in history that ever played. They're still winning. Why isn't he getting looked at? Hold on, I could go to another coach. Since, we want to talk about this, hold on. Bill Belichick, to me, is more Coach of the Year than Cliff Kingsbury. Shoot, what about Kyle Shanahan? Kyle Shanahan got the Niners. Remember, the Niners started off last in the NFC West this year. Now all of a sudden they're 7-6. Why isn't he coach of the year? What about Frank Reich in Indianapolis? Indianapolis started off garbage. They're in 6th place right now. Why isn't he coach of the year? Huh? I'm just saying, like, why aren't they? Ron Rivera, I don't like Ron Rivera, but he got Washington in the final spot right now. What about the Dolphins, Brian Flores? They've been dealing with bad quarterback play, but they managed to still be in the playoff hunt, even though they're in 13, tied for that last spot to be in the 7th seed. He's been doing a phenomenal job. What about the Atlanta Falcons coach? He's playing with a busted Matt Ryan. They're still in place. They're still in the to get the into the playoffs. What about the coach for the Vikings? The coach for the Vikings, he's been dealing with a sorry ass quarterback for his years there, for his past 3-4 years. There, he almost got him in the playoffs. I mean, it's like, come on, what are we talking about here? Yeah, too many free releases in today's defense, and nobody knows how to tackle in open space. Felton Moore, you have called it the no defense league, and that's what it's been the past 10 years. The defense today is terrible. But you got all these overglorified quarterbacks like they're damn. If Dan Marino played in this era, or Warren Moon, oh my gosh, they would be having over 6,000 yards a season. 6,000 yards. There's no defense. Did Matt Stafford and Odell do anything yesterday, or is it overhyped? It's overhyped. Dog, the Rams won because of the Cardinals' stupidity. I watched the game last night. I watched the first half and the second half. The Rams did what they were supposed to do. They got to win, but the Cardinals really choked the game. Cliff Kingsbury showed he's trash. C-Pen, Mike Zimmer has been that team he has in Minnesota. If you give him a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, Minnesota will be in the top 3 right now. You know it. You know it. Kirk Cousins has been the reason they've been losing this year, dog. The past 3-4 years, that's the reason they've been losing. It ain't been because of Mike Zimmer. It's been because of his sorry ass. They don't have no quarterback. Right, Daryl Jones. The cornerbacks never look back at the ball. Never. They don't look back at it. I would say Bill is coach of the year, Pat starting 2-4. Yeah, Bill Belichick could be coach of the year, but not no damn Cliff Kingsbury. I think John Harbaugh's coach of the year. John Harbaugh has done the best. He's done the best. They came back against the Browns. The Browns have a way better team than the Ravens. I don't know what Shannon dumbass or Skip dumbass be talking about. But don't worry, Shannon. I know you watch my videos because I've been giving it to your ass on Lamar Jackson. So I know you watch it. I hear you sneak dissing, nigga. But nobody ain't a fanboy, Shannon. The proof is you a coon ass nigga. You the right coon. You're the right coon tone, nigga. You give that energy, to Lamar, but you don't give that energy to Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. You don't give the same energy to them. Why not? You give that energy to Dak Prescott, but you didn't give that energy to Tyler Heineke. Tyler Heineke played like shit. but you gloss over his shit. You gloss over. See, that's what they do. They'll talk about him for 2 seconds, move on, and they start dissing somebody else. Let's be honest, Shannon. You a coon, bro. You took the money. We know you took the money, dog. You took it. Just own up to it. Don't get all in your energy mad because we getting on you about Lamar. Bro, everybody is starting to see it. You go after certain players, but you give other players love. Just like the last video I did. If Kevin Durant stacked teams like LeBron James, then why isn't he called the GOAT or in the top 5? Y'all say LeBron's top 5, he's the greatest of all time, but he stacked his teams. But when Kevin Durant do it, he's soft. He's a bitch. Y'all see the double standard? It's like you guys aren't consistent. Y'all not consistent to me. I don't like when people aren't consistent. Be who you are. Don't change up. Nigga, if you was a bitch ass nigga in high school, you a bitch ass nigga now. Don't switch up. Cause now you got some clout. Now you got some people following you now. You got 20 people around you when you go places. Don't try to be tough now. You was a bitch then, you a bitch now. I mean, just let's be honest. Like, don't switch up now. That's what I'm saying. If you give the Vikings Lamar Jackson, Deshaun, or even Baker Mayfield, they would be way better. Well, I don't know about Baker, but they would be way better in Minnesota. But this is what I'm saying. The double standards of the media and the people. It's the double standards. It's the double standards. You are on here dissing Lamar Jackson, saying that he's regressed throwing the ball. Josh Allen threw the ball terribly Sunday. But I don't see you dissing him. He threw the ball terribly against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't see you dissing him. Patrick Mahomes, this past week and the weeks before, his defense has been saving his ass. Shout out to C-Pen. Your defense has been saving that motherfucker's ass. His ass is saved. Y'all, he's saved. God came down and touched that light-skinned boy. Come here, mulatto. There you go. Saving him. But I don't hear no criticism. Like, what's up? Oh, I hear every week. This player play against a bad team. LeBron is player of the week. How are you player of the week? You played against bums this week, nigga. You didn't beat none of the best teams. He gets a pass, though. He gets a pass. As long as he's putting up 30, 10, and 10, don't matter if it's a win or a loss, because today all we care about is stats. He's praised. But Kevin Durant, who does the same thing, if not better, gets criticized. It's a joke. It's a whole joke, bro. It's the same thing when I grew up watching Jordan. Jordan got all this praise. Everybody else just seemed like they were there. Michael Jordan. But it's like nobody else see that there's other players in the league besides Michael Jordan. There's been coverage, C-Pen, coverage about Mahomes. Hasn't been coverage like that, bro. I've been looking at the news thing. I've been looking at the media on my phone during the work week. They're not giving it to Mahomes like that, bro. They're not. They're not. Mahomes is getting a pass, just like Josh Allen's getting a pass. Crybaby Rodgers get a pass. But because Lamar Jackson is a dark-skinned black man, we got to blast him. Skip. His interceptions are bad. He's digressing as a passer. He is not good. He's regressing. He keeps doing all of these things, but he's not making the plays. Patrick Mahomes, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Skip, he's not playing so well, but he'll be all right. You know, but he has to do better. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's only calmed down, but C-Pen, that's your team. I respect you. Patrick Mahomes does not get the same energy that Lamar Jackson gets. He doesn't. Pat Mahomes is a better team. Right. Greg Roman's calling some of the worst plays in history for the Ravens, but he don't get no blame. It's all Lamar Jackson. It's 3rd and 1. No, 3rd and 2. You run Lamar Jackson on a boot. Why didn't you just give it to your running back to get the first down? C-Pen, he gets he gets some criticism. Criticism is, if I'm going in on this player, I'm going to go in on the other player the same way. Shannon Sharp and all these other outlets, they don't do that. They'll just talk about, well, you know, he has to do better with throwing the ball, or he needs to do this. His receivers need to run a better route. When it comes to Lamar, he's just terrible. He can't throw it all. He can't throw it all. He can't throw it all, but he's completing between 62 to 68% of his passes. That's what they're saying, C-Pen. They're not saying Pat Mahomes can't throw the damn ball. They're just saying he's misreading. They're saying Lamar can't throw. They're saying he's digressed. They're saying he ain't shit as a quarterback. That's the difference. That's not criticism. That's tearing down. It's a difference between criticizing and tearing down. They're criticizing Pat Mahomes. They're tearing down Lamar Jackson. They barely criticize Josh Allen. They're tearing down Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Pat don't get any criticism, but it's not no critic. It's like maybe 1 or 2 segments they're dissing him, and then they're giving him more praise. They don't do that for Lamar. They're like, when is Lamar going to be a passer? When is he going to do this? When the nigga be passing. What else can he do? That's all I'm saying. That's the difference. They don't give the same energy when it comes to that man, and I just don't like it. It's disrespectful to me, because we're never going to move forward in this world because people aren't calling the media out. It's only certain people calling the media out. It's only certain people getting called out for the bullshit narratives they're trying to make. You consider LeBron a top 5 player, but Kevin Durant doing the same thing, if not better. He can't get no love. Oh, he's not beating the top teams. Well, LeBron ain't beating the top teams. Even when he played in Cleveland, he wasn't beating the top teams like that. He was losing. But Kevin Durant gets hated on, but he gets love. I'm just saying, these media people and content creators, they know who I'm talking to. Y'all are hypocrites. Y'all are. Keep that same energy, nigga. You got to keep that same energy. Yeah, Orlovsky and Mike Irvin, yeah, they're critical. Mike Irvin, he an 8-ball sniffer, but Mike Irvin criticizes everybody except those Cowboys. Them Cowboys, he bleed Cowboy, because that's the team he won Super Bowls with. He ain't gonna go overboard. Troy Aikman criticizes everybody. Troy gonna tell you if you're effing up. But he also switches up when a white guy can run the ball. Like, they were praising Taysom Hill running the ball, but Lamar run the ball. It's like he need to stop running the ball. It's like, don't make no sense to me. Well, that's Skip. Skip criticizes Josh and Mahomes. Yeah, Skip does that. Skip just he need to criticize Baker because Baker's terrible. He let Baker off the hook. Only thing I agree with him on is Brady, and that's it. Oh yeah, Skip defends Lamar because Skip sees what I see in Lamar. The dude got that it factor. He's that guy. Like he's a leader. He's a dude I would go to war with on the field every day. His teammates love his ass. Baker teammates want to punch his ass. Yeah, he struck, but I said this about Pat Mahomes. I said that about Josh Allen. If you keep them in the pocket, they are not going to beat you. They're not going to beat you. That's why if the Patriots play the Chiefs, the Chiefs defense got to come to play. They got to get turnovers. I just do not trust Pat Mahomes. I don't trust them. And the receivers, the reason the receivers are dropping the balls are because the timing, they don't run good timing routes. If Pat Mahomes could play in the pocket a little more, the receivers would catch the ball because it's timing. But if you're playing in an offense where you run around and the receivers got to break off and get open like backyard football, you're not going to be that successful. They just been successful the past 3 years because nobody's caught on. But after the Bucks did what they did, people was like, oh. But see, the Bucks just took what the 49ers did to him in the Super Bowl. The 49ers held Patrick Mahomes to nothing. Patrick didn't really start get going till the end of the third, early fourth quarter. I knew then how to stop Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, oh, he can't throw from the pocket. Oh, man, the damn Niners letting him off the hook. And that one play when he underthrew it, Tyreek Hill caught that pass. That changed the whole game. That swung the momentum when Tyreek caught that underthrown pass because the Chiefs were finna lose in that Super Bowl. And I'm not hating. It's just the truth, dog. Like the Chiefs weren't never that great. It's just that they knew how to catch teams off guard. Teams didn't know. The Niners were the only ones to hold Pat Mahomes down like they did. And then in the next Super Bowl, Andy Reid showed he is not a great coach because you lost both your offensive tackles, and you know what happened? You kept trying to throw the ball instead of run the ball. And when you ran the ball in the Super Bowl, you guys got at least 3 to 5 yards a pop. Then you stop running the ball because you know why? Because Andy Reid is like that crackhead on the street. Oh, man, I need that hit. I need that fix. And he need that fix for that passing game. He don't know how to go running game. That's why Bill Belichick has always been better than you, and he's always beating you because he adjusts and adapt to the situation at hand. That's what makes you a great coach. Adaptability. That's what makes you a great person. Adaptability. If you cannot adapt to any situation, you will die and fall off. That's just the way it is. Animals have to do it. Humans have to do it. You're coaching in a game where you're not for long. NFL stands for not for long, guys. And if you don't switch up that bullshit you're doing, you're not going to be here for long. It's the truth. Right. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, he started taking off. Yeah, Jimmy G if Jimmy G would have made that pass to Emmanuel Sanders, game over. Chiefs lost. Because defensively, they were shutting Pat down. They knew how to guard him. They're the ones who opened it up, wasn't the Tampa Bay Bucks. Todd Bowles just took what they did and just added to it. So that's all I'm saying. But thank y'all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And we're out. Deezy. Hold on, baby.